Bring you our next guest on the show. It's a time we never really thought would happen, Kiefer.
This is awesome.
Nobody thought it would happen, but it is happening. And I got to thank Josh Hansen. What's up?
How the heck are you guys?
You're on the PulpMX Show, bro. And I don't know.
It's pretty crazy.
I'm not sure either one of us ever thought that would happen. But, hey, thank you for accepting my invite. I appreciate it.
I'm just glad that we could put all this bullshit behind us and honestly just get moving forward. And it's cool that you got Kiefer on the show. He's a good dude.
Yeah, buddy. How you doing?
Yeah, you guys go way back, he said.
I just know him from back in the day. Yeah, I'm not like super close with him, but I definitely know him around the track and watched him ride for years.
No doubt about it. Obviously you and I have a past that's not terrific, but I probably wrote some things that probably weren't cool. You probably thought some things I wrote.
I've probably done some things that weren't too cool. Yeah, I get it. It's a hand-in-hand deal.
Yeah. So, hey, we're going to move on. And, like I told you on Track Walk, like a lot of the things I say about a guy like you was because I'm talking to Chad Reed, James Stewart, I'm talking to your peers, and they're telling me how effing talented you are and how they love watching you ride and how you could be killing it with just, a little bit of change in program, let's say. And so those are things that I pay attention to, guys who admire you for your talent. And
I think, honestly, me being on the other side now, and and I'm not just saying this. I've now having 2 years on the couch of kind of sitting in a manager's tower, kind of playing on the opposite end. Mm-hmm. I mean, I get it. I sit there, and you start criticizing certain things and this and that, and I actually I get your side of things, and I've also. Looking back on stuff, I've done some dumb shit I don't even understand how I could really be mad at some of the things. I mean, I understand, we probably didn't even like each other, fair enough, whatever, but at the end of the day, it's like you're a journalist, I'm a writer, and it's like, this plays in hand. You pick out of everyone, and it's like, I'm honestly setting myself up for it, on all the shit that I'm doing, so it's like, if I want good things to happen, I need to make things happen or fucking shit or get off the pot, really.
Right. 702-586-7857. You got a question for Josh Hansen on the PulpMX Show. Give us a call, and we'll take some of your questions. Josh will take some of your questions. Well, it was just like you see yourself, and, you got some chances on some good equipment, on some good teams. And
a lot of chances.
And again, some guys you watch some guys and you're like, you know what? That guy's maxed out. That's as good as he's going to get. But with you were born to ride a bike, one of the best styles out there. There's no doubt. And things didn't always work out, and then sometimes maybe you were angry. And I'm writing about the sport and going, fuck, Chad Reed just told me Hanny could kill it if he ran 10 miles a day or whatever it was. So,
it's funny, I just left him 5 minutes ago, at the fall thing. He's telling me same thing to come out and ride with him out in Florida and train with him, if I want to try to do a comeback. And that's super cool to hear. I don't know, it's cool to see, and I get it. I've had a lot of opportunities straight up, and honestly, I got issues I got personal demons that have really really jacked me up in the past, and I'm not a real bullshitter. I have a problem kissing ass, and I think that really has put me maybe in kind of a bad look, but at the same time, it's I do have respect for everybody out there. I really do love riding a motorcycle. That is my passion, and at the same time, it's with these people it's hard to get a ride anymore, and there's so much talent out there that it's honestly, if there is ever going to be a comeback or what, it needs to be right or not be done at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that leads me to the next question. What do you think? Do you want to race again? Do you want to?
Yeah, I really do.
Okay.
I really do. It's one of those things. Like I said, I have so much respect for everybody, and I go up there, and I thought it would always be cooler, oh man, I'm done with this industry. This is stupid. This is that. This is that. I need to do this. And honestly, it really bit me in the ass. When I go to sleep at night, it ain't everybody else what they think. When I go to sleep at night, I know that in my heart, I don't want to be doing what I'm doing right now, and that's, at the end of the day, that's my answer, is when I'm, able to say that to myself. And honestly, for people to tell me that I'm done or hey, you're getting old or you're doing this, really, I believe it's up to me at the end of the day if I really feel it. And it's same thing with Chad, what we're talking about tonight. everybody can say it, but until in my heart that I feel that I'm done and that I don't have it anymore, then that'll be the day that I'm done. But it's going to be hard for me to find that support. Yeah, I definitely don't want to quit racing. It's going to be hard to make people believe in my situation, but I hope I get get an opportunity, and if I don't, it wasn't meant to be, but I'm definitely going to try and just see what happens.
Well, I don't think a guy like you who has talent, that doesn't, Kiefer, that doesn't just go away. Like that's
No, and we all said it, not to blow him all night, but,
right.
I've been at the KTM when I was testing for KTM, and he was on KTMs at the time, and me being a rider, riding and racing, and I can appreciate the things that he does. And on the outside, on people that don't ride, they see, like, he's smooth and this, but there's certain things on the track that the guy does that, shit, not even Carmichael or Reed or any of those guys can do. And this mother effer.
I appreciate that. It means a lot.
Yeah, this guy has so much, talent. And let's just say, some guys aren't built to train 24/7, and I don't know his program, but I know sometimes for me, a lot of the times it's just riding more than training. I'll obviously help me. So maybe that's. I
think I was kind of like that for sure, but it didn't work. As you can see, else I would still be going forward. I've always based my whole career has been off my talent. I haven't been a trainer. I haven't been a guy that goes to Mitch Pate and go, yeah, I train every day, this and that. Like I'm a pretty straight up person, but yeah, if I come back racing, I'm going to train. That's the only way, else I'm not going to come back. I want to be riding with Reed and Roxon and those guys up front. And I know that probably to these fans, everybody, they're like, come on. Hansen won't even get top 15. Get real. And I respect that. That's cool, Until I think that, then things will change. But, I either need to do it or don't. Straight up. That's the final answer.
How much you been riding? I know I saw you. You came up for Phoenix Press Day, and I saw some videos of you out in the hills. But how much do you moto down, or is it tough when you don't have something to goal?
Yeah. Actually, it's funny. Last year, after all my stuff ended at Jeff Ford Racing, everything went left with my whole dirty riding thing getting kicked out. It was I got into a super hard depression where I didn't ride for a long time. And I got so sad inside. It was really bad thoughts going through my head. I was really in a low point. I'm sure you've heard all this bullshit once again, same old story. But I got to a point, and honestly, the week I didn't have any parts on my bike. So actually, Jeff Cernix hooked me up, with my bikes this past year. And I didn't have any parts budget or anything, and I didn't have an extra filter, so I wouldn't ride my bike, so my bike would stay good for the times that I needed to ride when I would get paid.
Right.
Made no sense, but I would make sure my bike was going to be good enough for X Games, and I didn't even jet my bike or get my ECU done or anything, so I just got cool looking graphics. I put some cool looking wheels on my bike, for this X Games shit, and then I remember, dude, I was so scared to go into X Games because I hadn't ridden for so long, and I was in this deep depression. Twitch is bro, you better fucking ride today, because dude, tomorrow night we gotta ride, X Games. So I went out and I rode an hour to make sure I could hit the ramp good. And dude, honestly, I don't know how Saturday night turned out the way it did. I did the biggest whip of my life, hopefully the best ever. And it was after that, I don't know, man. I was still kind of in depression after that. And honestly, with Cowie giving me help this year, I've been full on trying to ride motocross, supercross. I've been riding a track almost every day.
Cool.
I literally haven't hit a ramp yet. Actually, no, I did a Fox photo shoot, but I haven't been hitting ramps at all in my Kawasaki. I've just been only hitting tracks. So I know I need to train now if I want to make anything happen for next year, honestly, because it ain't a thing that I wait until the off season. I'm too far behind the bubble of sitting on the couch for 2 years.
Well,
is he still in 250 able?
I don't know. Yeah,
I'm still eligible. Yeah, I'm eligible for either or. I'm kind of embarrassed to go back to the 250. Honestly, I know that I get it. I would really like to ride 450, but I'm at a point that beggars can't be choosers, so I'm just going to try to be prepared for either or, and if I could get something great.
Let's take a few phone calls. Oh, by the way, one of our big guys on our show, W Wheels, John Anderson, he's been trying to tell me to get you on the show, and that's a guy that's been behind you for a long time, John Anderson.
He really has.
Yeah.
He really, really has, and he was the one that brought it up to me at first about you, and I started thinking about it, and I told him, I didn't feel comfortable the first time he asked me, and I started thinking about it. I'm like, dude, this is all petty. This is all stupid. It really is. You know what I mean?
Right.
it really is dumb. And I'm glad that we get to put this behind us and we do it. And for John, he's been helping me. He's one of the few dudes that has helped me through thick and thin, and I appreciate him a lot.
Let's take a few calls. Abe, what do you got on your mind for Josh Hansen?
Basically, it's really nice to hear him get back into the media and kind of open up a lot more on his, where he was and everything like that. I was a huge fan for years and years ago, back when he used to come by the Herald's house and stuff like that. I used to go over there, just ride with those guys, riding horse and stuff. And if you do get a second chance,
you mean 6 chance or 7 chance?
Well, how about this? A whole new career, a whole new start.
Okay.
With the attitude and everything. Are you really going to put forth a lot of effort and stay positive and stay out in the media? Because, dude, you have such a gnarly following, even when you were depressed. You know what I mean? Like, if you really put a lot of effort, dude, I think you'd kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, it's to the point, like, where, dude, I know that I'm not going to get probably a factory deal or a factory this or be the baddest, other than, I'm going to have to do that, dude. And I got to be honest with myself. Like, I'm not doing it to try to make fans. I'm like, before, it was cool. I was making money. I was young. I was doing this. I was buying this, and it's so easy to get caught up. Well, it's not like that anymore. It's a new page in this whole motocross scene. There's a lot more deeper talent. There's a lot more kids. There's going to be a lot of great people that don't have rides next year that honestly deserve it. So it's going to be really hard for somebody like me to get a ride. So honestly, it's going to have to happen. And I honestly, talking to even Chad tonight, like, I hit him with a lot of questions just when him and I were just talking. And it's like, I want to do this for myself, not for Kawasaki, not for my dad, not for trying to be cool on, for PulpMX, not trying to anything but just for myself. And that's the most important thing. And if I can have that down, then everything else can fall into place. It's like having heart, and I didn't have the heart. Right. And it's like being on my face now. Dude, it sucks, dude, not racing. This is my life, dude. This is what I've done since I was 3 years old. It's not right. I thought it was going to be right, but it isn't.
Thanks, Abe. Thanks, man.
Well, hey, hold on. One last thing. Always remember, dude, the fans we're always here, dude. So, you're down or whatnot.
I appreciate it.
Remember, we're here for you, bro. That's it. That's why we go by
everything to me, honestly. That's cool.
All right.
Thanks, Abe. Thank you. Lots of fans want to talk to you. No, it's cool. But hey, you talk about the deep field and the talent, and you're absolutely right. There is.
It's amazing.
But have you checked out the 450 mains at this point in the year? Have you seen?
Yeah.
Listen, those guys are great riders, but
nuts.
I got Josh Hansen finishing pretty high up right now if you're focused and ready and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's cool. I appreciate it. Yeah, dude, it's no joke. I've been going to the races, helping out that Dakota Tedder kid, and I've been rather than watching it on TV, I've been at each one. I'm seeing the competition. I'm actually seeing the track, and it is gnarly than any other year. And I'm sitting in the manager's tower with DeCoster and Jeremy Albrecht this weekend, and we're like all talking. And we're making like, man, well, do you think it'd be better if he goes outside and Dungy should be doing this? And, that's what DeCoster's saying. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm kind of like listening to everybody. So after the main event, I went out onto the track, took my headphones off, and went and walked the track. And, dude, the main event was so gnarly, the track. I, fully give respect on how fast RV and Bubba and those dudes in Barsha were going. Right. It was so gnarly. Honestly, I would have struggled hard on that track last week and straight up. You needed to be in shape and be on top of your game. It wasn't, we're going to base your shit on talent right now and hope for a good result. This is real racing now. This ain't no fly-by stuff.
James, you got a comment to Josh?
Yeah, I was just hearing him talking about, how he felt about stuff. I was kind of in the same situation. I'm retired military. And I got to a point I was 11 years, and I was like him. I hated kissing ass. And military, you got to do that. And sometimes you just got to swallow your pride, for the better of your career, or, to better yourself, Sometimes you just got to know when to, shut your mouth and,
That's my problem. I didn't have ever a filter.
Yeah, I'm just glad, I did that because I was, I had 11 years in. And I was getting ready to get out, and I just said, well, let me do this so I can retire, and everything came out for the better. That's all I just want to make a comment. You're not the only one who feels that way with a lot of stuff. So.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate it. tough. It's like when you have something that's a part of your life for so long, and it really does. It sucks, and honestly, like, it hurts. Even like, you hear all the stuff, and it's hard to be in those shoes of like, man, people think that you're a piece of shit. It really does suck, and honestly, like, it does hurt what people say. I do take that into consideration. I shouldn't. I could go ahead and be like, every writer goes, oh, I don't care what people say. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, they do. They really do. And it's like, but at the same time, now looking at it from the outside, I've kind of done it to myself. So it's a hand-in-hand situation.
Hey, don't take this the wrong way, but we have a lot of mutual friends. So
don't fuck it up, Mathis.
I'm not fucking it up, but we have a lot of mutual friends. I've definitely talked to them about you, and I've watched you from the outside, and I've heard the stories and stuff. And I've honestly always thought, like, you almost could need to talk to a professional and just help you straighten things out. I don't mean to be a dick. I'm not trying to make a joke.
Dude, 100%. Right. I definitely need help, dude. I'm not. I totally could use a psychiatrist, somebody. Like, honestly, I think a lot more people would have a lot more respect for me if they would even the trip in my head is unreal. It's stupid. It doesn't even make sense. I'm definitely not no RV. I'm definitely not your average dirt biker. That's for sure. I'm a one of a kind, and I know that. Like, that ain't, if I want to do this, it's like I got to figure it out. And I totally couldn't agree with you more, and I'm already seeking into that stuff, so I totally agree.
I feel like when you get some success or you get on a roll, you're a little self-destructive. I don't know why.
100%.
But
yeah, I don't either.
Like, again, it's just from the outside. I don't know you that well, but just things that I've been like, man, that guy, he needs someone to talk to. Like, this shit is, but anyways, it's good that you're looking
at it. I agree. I'm not mad at that. Dude, it's a straight up, a true comment. I really think the same thing. It's, I never really, like, I've had, my mom and dad be there. They've been there for me for my whole career, but like as a little kid, and it was kind of like I was such a little dickhead, getting in trouble and fights and shit at school that, like, my dad and my mom were like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you got to stop. Like, my dad didn't want me to race. Mm-hmm. He never wanted me to race. Like, he wanted me to ride, like, do BMX, play basketball, but he never wanted me to race. And if I was going to race, he wanted me to put the full effort in. And I didn't put the full effort in, so it would piss him off. And now it's like it got to a point, like, where, I ended up moving in with this mechanic back in the day. My dad got over my crap, and literally I went and raced the amateur nationals on my own, and I actually won everything. Mm-hmm. And when I won everything, it got me my Yamaha Troy ride. My dad's like, "What the fuck? Like, this shit? Like, you're supposed to be an idiot. Like, you're supposed to be coming home in a couple of months." I thought for sure it was old. Well, I got all that, and I've kept it going, but at the same time, it's like I've been such a squirrel that, like, I need somebody over my shoulder to be like, I almost need like a life coach to be like, come on, man, we need to do this. I need to have that structure, and I've never really had that. I've always taken it upon my own, and I've honestly made these mistakes on my own. I don't have managers. I don't trust people, so I don't have managers. I don't have people around me, and it's honestly bit me in the ass. And it's hard to trust that stuff. I don't know, really. I'm trying to pick the pieces up of the puzzle and put them all together, but that's the way my brain works, and it's frustrating to live day by day, more or less, to try to race. So I'm trying to get that all underway so I could be happy and get all my A's, B's, and C's, D. It has to fall in that, not A to D to S to. It's got to play all in order. So that's what I'm really trying to.
All right, let's get back to the calls. John, you got a comment to Henny?
Yeah, hi Steve, hi Josh. I'm a big fan. I mean, you've got certainly some mad skills on a dirt bike, and I think that you bring a certain entertainment value to the sport, and it's almost a crime to the fans that that you certainly have the ability, and you're still in your prime, and the fact that you're not out there is it kind of leaves a little bit of a hole in the sport. But I guess I kind of agree with Steve. I just wanted to ask you that obviously you're mellow, and it seems like you're saying the right things, but it seems like there's been times in the past where you've kind of had the same attitude, but it seems whenever you're put under the pressure to perform, and maybe when things don't go exactly according to plan, and sometimes your frustration gets the best of you. I mean, what's going to be different? I mean, do you have a different perspective, if you were to get, what you call a sixth or a seventh chance?
Yeah, I mean, I would even say it was probably an 8th or a 9th. Yeah, I kind of do believe. I mean, I know I've had the same old song and story there for a while. That's why I don't believe anybody to take my shit, and I'm good with that. It's one of those things that I mean, this is gonna have to be out of myself. I mean, really, for me to be saying this on the show, I mean that's all I can do. I don't know. I mean, as far as results and actions speak louder than words. So I mean. If I ride out of my back of my Toyota, I'm pretty cool with that. I would, I would really like to just be a part of racing again. And honestly, I'm sitting at a part in my life where I can't be. It wasn't like how it used to be, and it was easy to get a ride, and it was easy just to fall back on the next thing that comes. You know, it's really like I either got to do it or I don't. And honestly, if I don't think if I could be 100% at it, I really don't want to do it. I don't, because it makes my dad look like an idiot. It really makes my dad look like he hasn't raised me up right when he's not even the way I am. That guy's a great dude. Like, I think I got a good heart. I'm just a little twisted up, you know, and it's like, it's more than just racing to me. I mean, it puts my family in jeopardy too, you know, with my dad and everything he's doing. So it's a hard thing to swallow, dude. I think you're totally right.
And I don't mean, you know, not obviously you don't need advice from a fan, but I think from a fan's perspective, I mean, I think that if you were able to go out there and grind it out and take the ups and the downs and you know, just for you to be on the gate every week and again, like you said, you know, you're not going to go out there and, you know, you want to be, you know, up there, you know, competing for, you know, a top 5 or something like that. But I think from a fan's perspective that, you know, just to see you on the gate every week and to have fun with it and to, you know, have a different perspective, I think that you'll win a lot of fans right back over because, I mean, obviously you've got the talent.
Thanks,
That's good to hear because honestly, like I've been kind of like thinking too, like it kind of scares me too because I feel like, you know, people are like, oh man, this kid has so much talent. He's such a waste of time to deal with, you know. So if he doesn't go out there and win or get top 3 or top 5, he's just a total piece of shit. And like, I'll be honest with you, I'm a bit nervous coming back because it's been a couple years. Yeah, I know I got talent and stuff, but I like really would like to you know, I know Reed didn't have the best reputation at one time, and that guy's really changed over a lot of fans, and I've been picking his brain a lot. Like, it's you surround yourself with good people, good results, and I haven't always been like that, but
well, even James. I mean, James has been. I used to not be a James Stewart fan at all, but you know, over the past, especially this season, I mean, he has a positive attitude, and he's going out there, and he's doing the best he can, and you know, obviously he's had some issues during some certain races, but I mean, you can see it in his face, you can see it during the interviews that you know, he's rolling with it, and you know, I actually, you know, I'm kind of you know, I don't want to say a super fan, but you know, I root for James. I mean, it's good to see him have, you know, a pretty even demeanor of a positive attitude, even though he's not going out and winning every single race.
Cool. Thanks, John. Thanks for calling.
All right, thanks, guys.
I think it's part of getting older, dude. It's plain and simple. You get a little older, you start giving, you know, less fucks, and you worry about yourself, and you want to do good for yourself and your family. You bury some hatchets with some old, you know, dudes that you didn't get along with. It's just like it weighs too much on you when you get older, and now you see that.
It really does.
Yeah,
it
you
really
see
does.
Josh now, and that's where he's coming to. And what would you be happy with? You get back to racing. What could you walk away from racing and be happy with? Like, what would you want out of it?
Oh man, I like this one. You know, I can't like put like a mark on it. Like, oh, I have to win that. I think my biggest mark that I like could maybe sleep at night, that I know that I've given 1 full year of training, that I've actually have put in the effort. Like, I guess kind of like the full deal of like, okay, cool. You know, I've done everything I can. This is where I'm at. You know, at least put another few years into it to see, okay, you know what? This is where I'm at. These are the closing of my chapter. This is what I did. I would really like to end it, you know, being in shape and knowing that I could go out there and do 20 and then let it all fall from there. And that would honestly, then I could go ahead and go, yo, I gave everything I got. And it sucks. I can't say that I have off of talent. I have it off of my training situation. So I really don't know how good I can be. It sounds crazy to say, but like literally I've never, it's straight up been talent. It's like I don't know how good I can be.
Look, there's nothing wrong in this day and age. You go out there, you work hard, you do your best, like you said, you lay it on the line, and you're a top 10 Supercross rider in America.
That's legit.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
And I really feel like that's something you could do, as long as you didn't let people think that you should be doing better or you should be winning or whatever. Like, you're making a good living in a top 10 Supercross rider. You're doing good.
Yeah.
You know? So,
Yeah.
Are you going to do X Games this year?
Yeah, I do X Games in June. I'm just doing whip and step up, so
Okay.
that's something to kind of fulfill this time when I'm able not to race. But
Right.
I'm super pumped to be able to do something on a motorcycle still and to be able to make money. But yeah, my goal is to try to get back into it for 2015, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just chipping away at it a little bit slow and trying to be realistic about everything.
Biggest regret you got? Was there something that you lay awake at night? You talked about some of the demons in your head. Is there a chance that you thought that you could do over? Is there something that you would do it over again?
You know, I think if there was a time for me to sweep up championships, it was in my early, I had such an, I don't want to say that, but like an easy opportunity to win championship. I've tied for a championship and then lost by like a couple points a couple years ago. And I was like, I feel like the competition is so deep now that like I look back and I'm like, man, I was doing such a half-ass job and I was still doing that like
Right.
I could have had 2 championships by now and laughing. It's like it's like I do regret that, you know.
Right.
And it's like yeah, but I think if it would be really cool to be out of my truck or be in a smaller situation, or if I even got a ride, and if I could come back and like everybody's saying, to train and to be able to be back on the line again would be the most awesome feeling and awesome situation, and to just re-amp my whole situation of just having a good attitude. I'm not trying to go out there and say, oh, I'm going to be top 5. I hope that I could be that guy, but until then, it's going to be one step at a time.
Last call for you. We got lines are full, but let's last call. Michael, what's going on? You got a question for Josh Hansen?
Yeah, just a quick one, and I don't want to go back to the past, but what was up with like your thinking on like changing in the RCH truck and stuff like that? Like,
I can barely hear you. I can barely hear you.
Michael, thanks for calling. Michael wanted to know like what was when you were battling Brock Tickle. What was up with changing in the H&H truck and kind of trying to get away from Tickle and all that kind of stuff?
Basically, it kind of got down. I mean, like, I was kind of being a little bit of it really got into my head when I got hurt and I broke my hand and I couldn't ride and stuff, and I was really struggling that I could even ride each weekend, and I was just really, 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 like, just trying to pull it together, even though I couldn't really do crap with myself. And it was honestly, I ended up being a little girl about it. Of just like my whole like world kind of crumbled down. Like I thought I had the championship, and like when it came down to me like getting hurt, and I couldn't like ride, but I was still making myself trying to ride each weekend. It was like I couldn't like hold my temper of like being okay with it and being able to like lose the championship. I couldn't be okay with it. Right. And it was like, It ain't Tickle's fault. It ain't nobody's fault. It's in my own head. And I honestly didn't want anything stupid to happen or whatever. So I would go elsewhere. But honestly, like, Tickle was a good teammate to have. I mean, the kid's always been pretty mellow and he's just done his deal. And I've honestly been a little bit more or less kind of the dickhead of the matter. And it's like, it was my own thing in my own head.
Nico on the line wants to know if you ever would race endurocross. Is that something you would?